All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address two rallies in Tripura for assembly polls today. In Nagaland, 183 candidates left in fray after withdrawal of nominations yesterday. Government appoints two new Supreme Court judges, taking the top court strength to full. Death toll crosses 23,700 in Turkiye-Syria earthquake. India stands firmly with people of Turkey in this critical time, says Prime Minister Modi. Ganga Vilas river cruise reaches Bangladesh capital Dhaka. Khelo India Youth Games to culminate with a colourful ceremony at Bhopal this evening. And in cricket, India to resume its first innings at the overnight score of 321 for 7 against Australia in first test of Border Gavaskar trophy at Nagpur. And now the news in detail. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address rallies today at Ambassa and Udaipur in Tripura. It will be his first visit to Tripura to address election rallies in the state ahead of the upcoming assembly polls. Senior leaders of other political parties are holding rallies in the state as well. Our correspondent takes a look at how the Election Commission is putting in all efforts to increase polling percentage through awareness.
As a part of the sweep, Central Bureau of Communication, in association with the CEO office, is creating awareness among the voters with the use of traditional media like folk songs, street drama and puppet shows. The puppet show is being used for the first time in Tripura polls for sweep activities and is creating a lot of attraction among the voters. It is also seen as an idea of direct messaging through lucid communication in order to deliver the message of ethical voting. The campaigning is targeting the booths under Mission 929, where polling percentage was lower than the state average. With Kunal Sindhe, Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Agartala.
In Nagaland, a total of 183 candidates from 12 political parties and independents will be contesting in the state assembly elections scheduled on the 27th of February. These include 40 NDPP candidates, 20 BJP, 22 NPS, 23 Congress and 15 LJP Ramvilas candidates. Addressing a press conference yesterday, Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland, V. Shashank Shekhar, informed that 183 candidates, including 4 women candidates, will now be contesting for the ensuing state elections. He also informed that 25 nomination papers were rejected during scrutiny. He said BJP candidate Kazito Kinimi was elected unopposed from the 31 Akuloto Assembly constituency after his lone opponent and Congress candidate Kekashi Sumi withdrew his candidature yesterday. In Meghalaya, all major political parties have issued their election manifestos. Our correspondent reports political parties including BJP, Congress, NPP and TMC are focusing on the pole plank of development.
Chief Minister Conrad Sangma-led NPP has promised more jobs and development in the state if it retains power. BJP has main agenda of corruption-free and developed Meghalaya. BJP Northeast co-in-charge Riduraj Sinha said the party will work on robust infrastructure in the region. Congress party has promised corruption-free Meghalaya in its poll manifesto. President of Meghalaya Congress Vincent Pala said if voted to power, party will give 300 rupees per month to BPL category single mothers through DBT. TMC, which is new entrant in the assembly elections, has promised good health infrastructure. Party state president Mukul Sangma said if TMC forms government, it will improve sectors like tourism, sports and education in the state. Other parties like HSPDP and VPP have also promised fast-track development of the state. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Shillong.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagged off 2 Vande Bharat trains in Mumbai yesterday. He also inaugurated the Santa Cruz-Chembur Link Road and Kurar underpass that will ease road congestion in Mumbai. The Prime Minister said, Vande Bharat trains are a representation of the scale and speed of developing India. Mr. Modi said the high-speed train has so far connected 108 districts across 17 states. Later, the Prime Minister also inaugurated the new campus of Al Jamia Tusaifia Arabic Academy at Marol in Mumbai. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Modi said, the Bohra community is a rich example of how traditions and modernity can go hand in hand. The Prime Minister also lauded the community for prioritizing women's education and upgrading their syllabus as per the need of the hour.
कोई समुदाय, कोई समाज या संगठन उसकी पहचान इस बात से होती है कि वो समय के अनुसार अपनी प्रासंगिकता को कितना कायम रखता है। समय के साथ परिवर्तन और विकास की इस कसौटी पर दाऊदी बोहरा समुदाय ने हमेशा खुद को खरा साबित किया है।
The central government has appointed 2 new Supreme Court judges, taking the top court's strength to full. In a tweet, Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju announced the development and said that 2 High Court Chief Justices were on Friday elevated to the Supreme Court, bringing the total strength of the Apex Court to its maximum of 34 judges. The minister announced the elevation of Rajesh Bindal, Chief Justice Allahabad High Court, and Arvind Kumar, Chief Justice Gujarat High Court, whose names were recommended by the Collegium. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts.
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के मझाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
सुनिए स्वराज का ऑडियो संस्करण शनिवार को पूर्वाह्न 11 बजे से ऑल इंडिया रेडियो नेटवर्क पर।
Welcome back. You're listening to Morning News. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will review the passing out parade of the 74th batch of Indian Police Service probationers at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy, SVPNPA, in Hyderabad this morning. A total of 195 officer trainees, including 166 IPS officer trainees, will be taking part in the Dikshant parade. The remaining 29 officer trainees are from Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal and Mauritius Police. Academy Director A.S. Rajan informed that 37 lady officers, constituting 23% of the total strength, will also be taking part in the parade. The parade will be commanded by Shahenshah K.S. of Kerala cadre, who is the all-round topper. The 2-day inception meeting of G20 Empower Group of Ministry of Women and Child Development will begin in Agra today. The theme of the meeting is Empowering Women to Lead Across Sectors, Role of Digital Skilling and Future Skills. The discussions at the G20 Empower Inception, spread over 2 days, will set the context for successive meetings and influence what the future holds for women at all strata. India-ASEAN Digital Work Plan 2023 was approved at the 3rd ASEAN Digital Ministers meeting in New Delhi yesterday. The meeting was held on a virtual platform with the theme Synergy Towards a Sustainable Digital Future to strengthen India-ASEAN relations in the field of information and communication technologies. Addressing the gathering, the Minister of State for Communications, Deva Singh Chauhan, said that India is eager to collaborate with member states of ASEAN to advance information and communication technologies in the region, aiming towards shared prosperity. Death toll in Turkey and Syria has surpassed 23,700. The deadliest earthquake in 2 decades of 7.8 magnitude struck the region on Monday. Extreme cold weather is also hampering rescue efforts in search of survivors. Meanwhile, the Syrian government has given permission for international aid to be sent to earthquake victims in rebel-held territory in the northwest of the country. The decision came after days of appeals by aid agencies to get permission for entering the rebel-held areas. UN's Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, Martin Griffith, has hailed the move by the Syrian government. The UN's refugee agency said that as many as 5.3 million people in Syria may have been left homeless by the Monday's quake. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that in this critical time, India stands firmly with the people of Turkey. Mr. Modi said that India will keep trying to save maximum lives under Operation Dost. Responding to a tweet by the External Affairs Ministry regarding the role that Indian team is playing in Turkey, the Prime Minister tweeted that the Indian teams are working day and night as part of Operation Dost. He said they will keep giving their best to ensure maximum lives and property are saved. The IMF has again called for comprehensive reforms of China's growth model, saying that China's potential growth has started falling and several headwinds suggest that it will continue to slow down considerably over medium to long term. This is IMF's second warning in a week when it called for reforms to sustain growth, highlighting the diminishing returns of China's investment-led growth model, mainly due to over-reliance on relatively less productive state-owned enterprises or SOEs and less growth-enhancing real estate sector. The IMF also highlighted concerns about the falling share of consumption in Chinese GDP in its Selected Issues paper released yesterday, which was conducted in mid-December around the time when China abruptly moved away from its zero-COVID strategy. The 5th Khelo India Youth Games will culminate today with a colourful ceremony at the Upper Lake in Bhopal. Union Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Anurag Singh Thakur and Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will be the chief guests at the concluding ceremony. Union Minister of State for Sports and Youth Affairs Nishit Pramanik will also be present in this ceremony. A report.
Before the closing ceremony, all the winners will be welcomed in the grand rally from Chief Minister's residence to the boat club, the place of concluding ceremony. All these players will sit in the specially designed bus named Champions. Kalirapattu, Gatka players and other artists will perform along with the bus. Maharashtra has retained the first position in the medal tally by winning 154 medals. These include 53 gold, 54 silver and 47 bronze medals. Haryana is in the second position with a total of 116 medals including 40 gold, while host Madhya Pradesh is in the third position with 90 medals including 37 gold medals. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The third edition of the Khelo India National Winter Games began at Gulmarg yesterday with a message by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the participating players. The mega sports event was declared open in the presence of Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports and Information and Broadcasting Anurag Singh Thakur. During the biggest winter sports tournament, more than 1,500 athletes from all over the country will compete in 11 different winter sports disciplines. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur lauded the J&K government for developing sports facilities at the grassroots level and achieving unprecedented progress in the sports sector in a short span of time. In cricket, India will resume their first innings at the overnight score of 321 for 7 against Australia on day 3 of the opening test of the 4-match Border Gavaskar trophy in Nagpur today. Ravindra Jadeja with 66 runs and Akshar Patel with 52 runs are at the crease. The cruise members of world's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas, spent the 32nd day of their journey in seeing some of the historic places in Dhaka and nearby areas on Friday. After arriving at Narayanganj early evening on Thursday from Borisal, the tourists stayed on the ship overnight. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Renu Kataria.
Thank you, Saira. Papers have widely noticed the flagging of UP Global Investors Summit 2023 in Lucknow. The Statesman quotes the Prime Minister in its headline, UP has become a bright spot for the nation. The Asian Age writes and Gav Gehlot reads out old budget. Hindustan Times says rescuers pull out kids from quake rubble in Turkey as toll tops 22,000. All dailies have also covered new developments in the Adani route case. The Financial Express writes, Adani's face a fresh storm, SEBI probing FPO investors, while the Times of India quotes the Supreme Court in its headline, How can investors be shielded from Adani-type volatility? And finally, as winter ends, Hindustan Times writes, will it be a hotter summer? Scientists say there is a high probability of El Nino onset this year. And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thanks, Renu, for the press review. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi to address 2 rallies in Tripura for Assembly polls today. In Nagaland, 183 candidates left in fray after withdrawal of nominations yesterday. Government appoints 2 new Supreme Court judges, taking the top court strength to full. Death toll crosses 23,700 in Turkiye-Syria quake. India stands firmly with people of Turkey in this critical time, says Prime Minister Modi. Ganga Vilas river cruise reaches Bangladesh capital Dhaka. Khelo India Youth Games to culminate today this evening. And in cricket, India to resume its first innings against Australia in Border Gavaskar trophy. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.